Quickly on tomorrow. Listen, we know United on their day can cause problems.
They'll probably turn up
against Arsenal in the FA Cup, and they were down to 10 men as well. How do they get something tomorrow?
Well, Ruben Amorim said it before. He don't want his team to just turn up against the big teams, and that's what Man United do. They'll make it difficult for Arsenal.
Did under Ten Hag as well.
And they did it under Ten Hag as well. So they will make it difficult, but you can't just turn up against the big teams. You've got to turn up against all the teams in the Premier League, and I think that's the frustration with Ruben Amorim. Bruno Fernandes come out and said it before, but it'll be difficult. But I still fancy Arsenal to just win it.
And Clinton, it was a frustrating night, another frustrating night for Rasmus Højlund. There was a coming together with him and Diogo Dalot after he felt he should have teed him up to get the opener for Manchester United.
Yeah,
but he's now without a goal in his last 19 games for Manchester United. Is this a confidence thing? Is it a tactics thing?
It's both.
What do you put it down to?
Both. They
combination.
They don't create enough chances, I don't think, at Man United. The only one who creates is Bruno Fernandes. And Boydie will tell you, if you're a centre forward and you're low on confidence and not getting chances, you can see he keeps trying to get in there, but he's just not confident in front of goal at the moment because he is getting... These are the chances that you see. Like, you have to... I think the goalie just gets there before him. It must be, because I don't know how you're missing. This was another one where he's trying to dink it over there, but he's not hitting the target. So he's got good movement. We know that with Rasmus Højlund. His movement's good, but he's got to keep believing, because when you stop getting in there and you stop believing, the chances will stop. And then you're no good to Man United there. And you can tell that Ruben Amorim don't know who his best number 9 is, because he keeps rotating. Xerxes is not a number 9, but sometimes he plays him up there. He played Kobe Mainoo as a false number 9. Look at that.
Shots per 90,
so that's nowhere near good enough. And that's a person who they're sorry to...
That tells you where Man United are.
That tells you where Man United are. That's not just Højlund, that's Man United.
You're talking Ipswich and Leicester, 2 of the bottom 3 teams.
Yep.
You know, he's working on straps.
And
I feel
Wolves
sorry
as well.
for him.
If you take him and put him in the Arsenal team, I bet you, if you take him and put him in the Arsenal team, his numbers would be through the roof. I mean, he gets, as you say, he gets into position. Yeah. Arsenal will keep feeding him. Arsenal will keep creating chances from him. You look at Manchester United, they are... I mean, people speak about a graveyard for managers and coaches. You're now looking at it saying, and you know, obviously experienced players have went there and they've failed. Even the younger players now just feel as if it's just... I mean, I don't know what it is with the players. There is a negative vibe around everything. It's just negative around Old Trafford.
You know
it just seems to be you can't do anything right.
They don't have enough leaders there. I'm telling you that for a fact. You're at Man United Football Club. I tell you, there's one... I played with him, someone like a Roy Keane. He'd go in there... If he was playing this day, he'd shake it up. He might not like what he's got to say to you, but you know when you cross that white line, you will deliver. Who is the persons that are saying...
Well, there was quite a heated discussion recently on the overlap between Roy Keane and Ian Wright about Bruno Fernandes. Now, Roy Keane, very firm, he's not giving enough, he's not producing enough. Ian Wright arguing the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, is he one positive or not this season?
Yeah, he's been positive at times. Bruno Fernandes is not Roy Keane. Bruno Fernandes...
No, I never said he was.
No, but what I'm trying to say...
In terms of leadership.
In leadership, that's what I'm trying to say. In terms of leadership, Bruno Fernandes will do his talking with his feet. Roy Keane would do his talking with his feet and also with his mouth and tell you if you're not doing good enough, he'll tell you you're not doing good enough. And some players need that. Some players don't like it, and I think in this day and age, it's changed like that. I think players are scared to say something to people. Doesn't mean if I'm playing with Merce and Merce has a go at me and says I'm not doing it, doesn't mean he don't like you. It means like he wants you to up your game, and I think that's gone out of the game nowadays for sure.
The thing with Bruno Fernandes has been compared to, you know, captains of Manchester United in the past. He's nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But if the Manchester United players right now showed some of the same determination, guts and a will to win like he has, they've been a far better place. I mean, he's not the problem for Manchester United.
No.
I mean, there are so many of them way off of ability with him. But even, and I know people, because of the way he is, he'll throw his hands in the air and he gets frustrated very quickly. But, you know, for me, I think he's a level above them all. Yes, he's got to show that, and I can understand Roy Keane's frustration as well when he's been a leader at that football club for a long period of time, and he's now looking at it and, you know, he sees Bruno Fernandes as the captain of Manchester United, and it's not in the same mould as him. But if a lot of those players right now had to get to the levels of Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United would have been a far better place.
They got to be careful, Man United, because we say like one of the biggest clubs in the world, and that reason is because of 20-odd years ago, when they were successful. Because the Premier League goes all around the world, these young kids that are growing up who are 7, 8 years of age now around the world, they will support the team that are winning, and that's where it starts. And these are not winning. If you're 7 or 8 years of age now and you're living in anywhere around the world, you're not picking Man United as your Premier League team.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a problem in 15, 20 years' time. And that's when they'll get caught up and they won't be nowhere near the biggest club in the world then. You know, that's where they've got to start winning football matches, because around the world. It's not because of the 70, 80,000 that turn up at Old Trafford every week. They will go. But 7, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds round the world, they start their first team, they start supporting is the team that keep on winning games.
That's the best point you've made all season.
Thank you.
Let the viewers be the judge of that, Clinton.
Yeah,
just
that's how far they've fallen.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. No. Surely he wouldn't.
No. I don't think he would. And by the way, he's not the only one. I mean, when you look at...
not, 100%.
If you're an elite player right now, an elite player like Wayne Rooney was, you ain't going to Manchester United right now.
They are they're one of the biggest clubs in the world, but not nowhere near one of the biggest teams.
They're not winning things.
They're not one of the biggest teams. And if you want to go and be successful, these players now want to play in the Champions League. They want to, win trophies playing the Champions League. Man United they're not going to do that at the moment. It's a million miles off. The players that they're down to buying now, and as Clinton said, they've got to change it around, get players out, but the players they're going to be bringing in are going to be heads or tails players. Yeah. Will they be as successful? Will they not? They can't bring in top draw players anymore because of the fair play rule. Yeah, and I read the other day they owe £1 billion. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And that's why.
The worrying thing as well, though, is, see, when you look at... I mean, look, we all speak about Brighton and Bournemouth and these clubs regarding the recruitment. There's no reason why Manchester United can't be the best in class in terms of that. I mean, they've still got... I mean, as you say, they're still a huge football club. They've got ex-players that would want to help them in terms of, scouting and making sure they've got the best... I mean, if and as I said, no disrespect to Brighton or Bournemouth, if they can get it right, then why can Manchester United not? I mean, they're a huge football club.
They are shopping they're shopping totally different. And this is not being disrespectful, but I've seen a lot of Doku, the left back, and let me tell you, I see him at Lecce, and that's the sort of left back they're trying to bring in to compete with Man United in the Premier League. And yeah, he might become a good player, but it's the here and now that you should be trying to sign players for.
Kerkez would have been the exact same at AZ Alkmaar.
Yeah, I get that.
But Bournemouth then give him a platform, and now one of the big ones will go and buy him for millions. So why can't Manchester United get players like that?
Yeah.
And they desperately need to be in Europe next season. I'm listening, if they can win, and it's a big if, the Europa League, Merce.
Rangers have won that.
Then they qualify for the Champions. We'll come to Rangers in a short while. Listen, frustrating concede against Real Sociedad on Thursday night, but they take a 1-1 scoreline into the second leg. How difficult is it going to be for United to progress right through to the end of this competition?
I think very difficult. If we're looking at the form of the way they're playing now, and the way I look at it as well is like, that is their bread and butter now. They have to win that trophy, get in the Champions League. What a result they'd have had. I look at this weekend's game, it's not like they can rest all 11 players and go, well, we can't do anything in the league, we'll just rest everybody for next Thursday. They haven't got the players to do that. They've got so many injuries that they'll have to play as strong a team as they can get out on Sunday and then go again on Thursday, and it's just relentless. And at the moment, if they won that, they'd have had a result, a real result. I think we underestimate, you look at it, and Tottenham and Man United are supposed to be the two teams that win that. I think sometimes we get a bit disrespectful and a bit carried away with our league, how great it is, that some of these other teams are very good in this competition. And in, two-legged or a one-off game, they will cause Tottenham and Man United a lot of problems.
Has been asked today about the comparisons between him and Arteta, and he said, I will not have the time Arteta had. I feel that. It's a different club, so we just need to survive with the players on Sunday. Is there any way he would lose his job this season, Jules?
No, I don't think so. Not this season. I don't even think probably next season. I mean, United don't have the money to sack him anyway. It's just as simple as that. So I'm not sure I agree with him on how long he would have at this club. And is it a different club? I mean, in which way? Okay, it's a bigger club, yeah. Okay, maybe it's a club that's been more successful than Arsenal. Yeah, sure. It's a club that once was the biggest club in the world. Sure, not anymore. Not when you're 14th in the table. Not after the season that you've just had, even if you won an FA Cup and a League Cup in the last 3 years, really. So I think they will give him time because they have to. This is the only thing they can do. One, they believe in him. And two, they can't sack again a manager and start from scratch again. And that will cost them far too much money, considering how much they have invested in Amorim and in his staff too. So he will be there next season. He'll probably be there the season after. What's for sure, at some point, he has to show some improvement too from the team. Otherwise, yeah, inevitably, if they keep finishing 14th 3 seasons in a row, he won't be there anymore. But I think they believe that he can improve this team. They will change a lot of things in the squad in the summer. a lot of players will go, a lot of players will arrive, and that won't be easy for him as well to manage that new squad. But surely at some point they will get better, and that will strengthen his position in a way to stay a bit longer.
Did I read that and take it incorrectly? We're going to survive on Sunday. What kind of statement is that before a big game? I mean, if I'm a Man United player or a Man United fan, and I'm reading a couple of days before the game, the manager's talking about surviving at home on Sunday.
But isn't it about surviving for them this season?
Yeah, but don't say that. I mean, we all love the fact that he's been honest a lot of the time. It's great for us. But you can't say that.
Just add it to the list, I say. Add it to the list of crazy things that Amorim has said.
You're Man United striker at home in a big game against historically one of your biggest rivals. And you're talking about surviving.
I mean, how are they going to survive these games? Obviously, you've got Arsenal coming up on Sunday. OK, Leicester City. But then followed by that, you've got Nottingham Forest, Manchester City and Newcastle away as well, Shaka. You probably are talking about survival a little bit there.
Yeah, we keep saying it. This is not a great Manchester United team. And it's a team that is lacking confidence, as we spoke about earlier, is not getting it from their manager. I'll be honest, saying that they're going to survive on Sunday is not by any stretch the worst thing Amorim has said in the last few weeks. And that's a concern. When a team is lacking in confidence, the last thing you need to hear from the last person you need to hear it from is that we're the worst Manchester United team ever, that we're just hoping to survive against Arsenal. At home, by the way, we're just hoping to survive at home. Just added to you know, all the crazy things that have been said about this United team. And then, yes, and then you have a run of games that will determine... No, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say here. I nearly said going to determine what happens during the course of this season. But let's be honest. Manchester United, they're not... I don't think they're going down. They're not going to be in the top half of the table.
They're in no man's land.
It's abject mediocrity. So these games are just about, well, let's get through them, let's get to the summer, and let's figure things out. So I stopped myself from saying that it's going to determine a lot about this. But it's true, this season's petered out. This season's done.
Mikel Arteta admitted he changed his tactics based on the players he has at his disposal as Ruben Amorim continues to struggle to cement his ideas at Manchester United. The Portuguese boss, who replaced Erik ten Hag in November, has tried to implement his preferred 3-4-3 formation at Old Trafford. However, as his squad have struggled to adapt, Amorim has been criticised and calls for a change has been made. Many pundits have questioned his formation. "It is a peculiar system," said Gary Neville, while Stephen Warnock added, "I don't like the system. I don't think it works." Jamie O'Hara, meanwhile, believes it's not suited to work at United, saying, "I don't think it will ever work. I just don't think that formation works in the Premier League." Arteta, meanwhile, also had a tough start at the Emirates and his job was under threat by December 2020 following a poor run of form. His tactics have changed over the years, and he sees it as a main thing for a coach to set up in a way which favours his players. "Tell me the players that you have and I tell you how we have to play," Arteta told Sky Sports. "Then what the opposition allows you to do, because there's what you want to do and what the opposition allows you to do as well. I always believe that you have to put the players in their strengths, in their abilities as often as possible. That's the main thing, in my opinion, as a coach, to maximize the resources that we have. The first year and the second one. There are certain things, especially without the ball, against man-to-man, the last line, we could not do." Arteta's view is the complete opposite to Amorim, as the sides prepare to face each other at Old Trafford on Sunday afternoon. Explaining his decision to stick with his tactics, Amorim said, "I cannot change my idea in one day because we will lose much more now. So I will try to do it the way I am trying to do it. I adapt for every game the positioning, the way the players are trying to cope without training. So it's really hard for them. But I maintain my idea, I want to play a certain way until the end. If I change everything now, we are going to lose everything. Like I said, you cannot go back. I was here because of my idea and I will continue to do my idea until the end."